I mean, it doesn't matter where it says it anywhere else, Noel. If it says it in the removal is what we have to look at. Those are the guidelines we have to go with. And it even states that as specified in Sturgis. So it's even telling us that we have to follow the guidelines in Sturgis.
Good job.
Yeah, I do. And it even gets brown. So then you know my petition technically doesn't qualify because breaking the e-communication policy is not relevant, and that's the only thing in it that I can figure out.
So why don't we take a look at Sturgis and the bylaws
Determine it.
and then make a determination at the next board meeting? If we've got time to do that.
No, I don't think we have to. Everything says no. There's no real discussion unless sometime between now and then the bylaws get changed.
And vice versa.
Okay, so, all right, okay. Okay, all right, so let's just break it down and say, how else do we read where it states, members present at a regular scheduled or special meeting, majority vote of the membership present? I don't know. Said notice shall clearly advise that once a quorum is established, a majority vote of the members present will be needed to remove the director.
The magic word is present.
Present.
You have to be there. Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I'm up for how it's interpreted. Things get interpreted different ways, but how does everybody at this table not interpret this the same way?
Oh, okay.
And then it says, any said director must have 10 days' notice, a fair and public hearing, a right to counsel, and the opportunity to present a defense. I mean, absentee ballots take away that part of our bylaws for all of us. Well, 4 of us.
So the magic word is present. Present.
Then down the road, we have to amend the bylaw. Hi. 1 minute, Michelle. I mean, I don't think so. 658. Any director whose actions are determined to negatively affect the operation of the corporation may be removed, as specified in Sturgis Standard Code of Parliamentary Procedure, by a majority vote of the members present at any regular scheduled or special meeting of the membership where a quorum is present. Said director must have 10 days' notice, a fair and public hearing, a right to counsel, and the opportunity to present a defense. Notice of a vote to remove shall only be made after.
Pretty clear.
What did you find in that?
If it's taking the membership meetings in many events portion of it, where it does allow the absentee ballots, it's assuming that that would be in there too.
But it's not. No, it's not. No. This is not. Yeah, removal is not part of a regular member meeting, and even in the member meeting, it says absentee ballots may be used. It's not a guaranteed right all the time.
I think us as lay people cannot make that determination. I think we need to find out.
No, I think that's our responsibility, not all to be able to read the bylaws and interpret them.
Then why do we always have to call attorney for everything else?
I don't know. Why do we always call the attorney for everything else? You can't direct that question to me.
Magic word is present. No matter how you look at it.
I mean, it's in 2 different places. All right, are we good? I mean,
Well, I don't know, I think we should think about it.
it's not all the bylaws though, it's only under removal.
6.5 is all you need to look at.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna vote for no.
You're gonna be voted on anyway.
What are they doing? Oh. No noise, please. Okay, you're welcome. So we really haven't decided anything. We're just talking amongst ourselves. We're not gonna... Okay, Michelle, go ahead.
I could have forgotten it by now. But the thing is, I don't understand the petition. Because if you have a meeting and we vote out 4 people of the board, who's going to take the place?
We have 5 people, still have a majority of the board, and the board would still be able to run. And those 5 people would be able to either appoint or wait until June for a new election.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And the other thing is that most people, if they're in the board, you know, if they come to the meetings in the summertime, they may spend their winters in Florida.
Oh, that's too bad. They have to be president.
Yeah, well, that's why you have to get a quorum.
So you're really leaving half of the people out of the vote. No. Yes, you are.
No, but as long as we get a
Yes,
quorum.
you are.
Michelle. Excuse me, Michelle is entitled to her opinion, people, please. That's why you have to get a quorum. So wherever that number lies, if there's no quorum, there's no meeting. So it'll all factor in with the people not being here.
Because I could have been one of those people if you had had it in December, because I'm not going to be here in December. And that upsets me because my vote would be null and void and I wouldn't be able to even use it. So, as it is, I couldn't use the first one because I had family obligations I had to attend to. And I'm sorry I wasn't here.
Why didn't anybody go to the last meeting? Nobody showed up for our meeting. That's right.
Yes, well, I think that they voted by not showing up.
Yeah. That was sad.
Excuse me.
Well, maybe the same thing will happen this time, Michelle. Bob?
Bylaws are good for every day. This is not every day. We're talking about eliminating basically half of the board. The park is in absolute total chaos and only getting worse, and we want to nitpick. Why don't we just turn it around and make it a election by ballot? I mean by mail.
No, you can't do that because, again, the 4 people being petitioned to be removed have to be able to present a defense.
And so we pick a Saturday prior to it, and everybody gets up and says what they want.
No, you can't. It just, unfortunately, the bylaws are set up a specific way for certain things. I mean, there's always room to change or to, you know.
I think we have to decide, do we want to continue with the chaos in the park, the Hatfields versus the McCoys, or whatever you want to call it. Nobody's talking to anybody. Nobody wants to do anything for anybody. Everybody wants to have their way. Aren't we a little bit too old for all that? Why don't we just go to have 3 people that's this side of the park, 3 people that represent that side of the park, and they sit down and they talk like adults and they come up to conclusions and they get it done with instead of all this rigmarole.
Or, for the time being, we could follow the bylaws and move forward with this, put it behind us, and change things that we don't like about that particular process. However, where we are today, because of all the hoo-ha that goes on a daily basis, and quite frankly, I'm one of the people that is sick and tired of it, and I'd like to see it stop. So, and there's many of us that feel that way, and this whole last half hour has just been a continuation of wasting people's time. It's plain and simple what the bylaws state. You should just follow the bylaws, do what it says, and be done with it. Let the chips fall where they will. If I was going away, if it was on the 28th, I was going to be working that day. If it was November 28th. So if it gets changed, it gets changed. But I would be working that day, I wouldn't be around. I would feel bad about it, but nonetheless, we can't control everything. The bylaws should determine what should be done, and let's get on with it. I'd like to go home and eat.
There's a motion on the floor to adjourn, made by Lola, seconded by everybody sitting at the table. A vote? All in favor? Meeting adjourned.
I'm just taking us all up to eat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the bad. Yeah, we'll all be. Ooh. Somebody say tofu? Tofu. One of them left off. Say hi, John.